Yes, thank you. Prof has summarized what I actually intended to share with you today. But having said that, I think first things first is we needed to have this brochures to you guys. I think Chome would help me. And we also get a photo of that. For those people who are also joining online, we will be able to share the brochures with you. After the brochures, we also have an attendance sheet which we all have to sign. It is a requirement that we will do so before leaving this place. So thank you. I will do this presentation in a nutshell because much has been said by Professor. The project we intend to initiate with the OYU and Gongali is viewed as clean water for future leaders, and it's being initiated by Gongali and OYU. When it comes to OYU, basically it deals with carbon credit, and Gongali, our main intention is on access to clean water. So basically, yes, so this is OYU, and we're also working hand in hand with the Gongali, and the two are based on a project that intends to integrate carbon credit with access to clean water. But basically, my point will be, what is carbon credit? I think we needed to come from a point of a common understanding towards finding a better way on how we are going to integrate the two, carbon credit and access to clean water. And because we are a consortium of different people who have different professions, maybe we might not be well conversant with the issue of carbon credit. But maybe the question we tend to ask ourselves is, how did we end up here? What is the reason that we are now talking about carbon credit? The problem started with an aspect of pollution. And pollution that actually intensified by an aspect of what we call greenhouse gas emissions. And these emissions are as a result of, the agriculture activities we are undertaking. I know Liza, being a farmer, is going to ask me, why do we have livestock here? But studies show that they are contributing to around 84% of greenhouse gas emissions. We have issues to do with what we call enteric fermentations that come from these livestock. And the issues also with manure management. All these contribute a significant amount of greenhouse gases emissions to the atmosphere. But having said that, we also have issues to do with industries. And coming to us, Tanzania now, is that we are tumeingia kwenye uchumi wa wakati. In that, we need to also set up industries. By setting up industries, also we need to keep up the aspects of production, because we need to, make sure we have what it takes for us to be called a second kind of world country in matters of production and meeting the needs and the necessities of each and every citizens of this country. So these two things are actually the very first triggers of what we call greenhouse emissions. Having said that, issues of also emissions are also coming from the cars we are buying and such like stuff. So all these have resulted to the problem now that we are talking about. Issues of greenhouse emissions, which result into a lot of carbon accumulating in the atmosphere, in the sense that the earth is not able to absorb the carbon per se. It is beyond what we call the absorptive capacity. And those factors, or what necessitates absorption in this instance, is that we must have trees. First, by having trees, we also need to have a reduction in the number of animals that we are keeping. We only have 3 carbon sinks that are well known to us. First being trees. We also have soil as a carbon sink, and another thing that is also a carbon sink is the ocean. So if we interfere with our trees, if we interfere with our forests, our soil and the ocean, then definitely we won't be able to achieve the assimilative capacity that occurs as a result of maybe nature. This goes beyond nature, so we can't be able to assimilate the carbon per se. Having said that, also we tend to intensify our activities. Tanzania being an agriculture producing, is that we need to keep on interfering in our soils because we need food. But at the same time, we also need charcoal and timbers for construction. Charcoal as a means of energy, and by so doing, we keep on cutting down our trees. But this tends to even make things worse. So we are just oscillating in a state called a vicious cycle, because we can't be able to keep up with this aspect of reducing the amount of greenhouse emissions that are taking place. So, and now we have this elephant in the room, which basically we are now talking about the issues to do with climate change. They are evident to us, and we are trying different ways on how can we solve them, how can we try and address these issues. So through this, I think I have a liking to, because economists tend to find ways on how they can address these issues, and they try to fix themselves in so many different ways. You've had them in education. We have economics of education, and now we have economics of climate change. So when it comes to climate change, in trying to address this elephant in the room, then definitely that is now where the issue of carbon credit came in hand. Because how can we try and solve this problem of climate change? But in a continuation from that, even a study done by Tunda, and this was done in Arusha here, just the other day, last year, and it was assessing the impact of urbanization and climate change on groundwater in Arusha district. And what they have discovered is that there have been an immense decline in the amount of groundwater, which will further be escalated by drought, deteriorated human health and social, as well as environmental risks. This also corroborates with Selega, who found that climate has really intensified these effects as a result of land use and such like things, which has further affected the drinking water ecosystems. And now we talk about these issues. So basically, the main reason why we have carbon credit is try and check the aspects of emissions. But when it comes to these emissions, is how can we deal with them? So we bring in the issue of carbon credit. And basically, carbon credit is due from the fact that we have a quota as a country that we are supposed to pollute our environment to such particular extent, beyond which we do not have the capacity to exceed it. Assuming I'll use an example of Tanzania, maybe we are given a quota of 1,000 tons of emissions that we need to do. And a neighboring country, let's say South Africa, has been given the same quota, maybe 1,000. But when it comes to Tanzania, we can't, because we are not well industrialized per se, maybe our industries we have been put in check, then definitely our pollution do not exceed 1,000. We might end up at something close to 600. But on the other hand, South Africa as a country, because it's well, has a lot of industries, maybe I would say that it tends to produce up to a certain point, or maybe on 1,000, and they feel there is a need also to keep up production. And in the event that they want also to keep up the aspects of pollution, then they will have to buy a quota of what Tanzania won't meet in this instance, maybe let's say 400, to keep up their pollution to a point of 1,400. So that is the point of carbon, how the trading things set in. So we are all given a cap. We have a cap on how much to pollute and what extent we can be able to exceed. So if you want to exceed the threshold that has been given to you in matters of pollution, then definitely you have to buy what other countries are not able to pollute. So all these things are integrated. It's that we have to keep in check the aspects of pollution, how much a country is polluting, and what is not able to pollute. So through that, I think the aspects of now carbon marketing now comes in. So basically, in a nutshell, I would say the market itself is set for us to be able to tap it. It is something lucrative. Maybe we will tend to ask the same thing: what is our position as Nanofilter? Are we intending to tap this lucrative venture, or should we leave it open for other people to come in handy? So basically, those are the intentions, and the main intentions is to reduce amount of pollution, because we've said it is intensified by the agricultural activities we are undertaking, and also industries that we are setting up. And because the assimilative power has been exceeded, then definitely we need to put in check on how we conduct our agricultural activities and make sure we have restored our forests to a certain extent that they can be able to assimilate amount of carbon that is being released in the atmosphere. So if we do that, if we make sure pollution has not been exceeded to a certain extent through maybe buying of the set quotas or voluntarily, through ensuring we intensify the aspects of carbon absorption, then we'll have our forests restored. But this goes further, the aspects of forest restoration, because we also, if we are going to take part in this project, then definitely we are also going to talk about access to this clean water, because of one of the two reasons is that now we won't have issues of boiling water. We don't boil water as Nanofilter. So basically, through that, I think the communities that are surrounding us are able to have an access to this clean water. But this also goes further into attainment of the Sustainable Development Goals, which we are all aware of. It's issues to do with climate action, issues to do with reducing inequalities, because women do not spend a lot of time boiling water or searching for firewood to boil water. We have also issues to do with what we call industrialization, innovation, and infrastructure. We have decent working and economic growth. We also have issues to do with affordable and clean energy, and clean water and sanitation. So basically, our main goal, if we hit the bull by its head, then we will be able to achieve all those sustainable development goals that we have mentioned here. So this is what I intended to share with you in a nutshell, what carbon credit is. But we needed to come from a point of understanding, because having said that, we are a group of different consortia. It's from accounts, maybe he won't be able to go hand in hand or in tandem with me on what carbon credit is all about. So this is the point where we have to start, enlighten ourselves with what carbon credit is. Tusije tukasema maybe this is a shoot, because we have a way of critique. Yes, we have to critique this, which is it's normal to us. Critique is allowed. Mention things on why you think carbon credit might be skewed in a certain way. It's not going to favor us, or it's not going to, And I've also had discussions, people say emission is mission. It doesn't depend whether you want to do emission here in Tanzania or if someone else wants to do emissions. Provided they are polluting, then pollution is pollution. But how do we solve this problem is basically embedded in us, because we are so much dependent on agriculture and on industrializing. Other than just saying that, okay, we also have other critiques on issues of climate. Maybe most of us will say it's a phase, just like any other, because recently we've been talking issues of industrialization. We went ahead and talked about globalization, and just the other day we were talking about COVID. But they are all gone. Now the elephant in the room is climate change. So what is its position? Maybe in a few years also we tend to, forget about it. But it is here now with us. We can't be able to assume about it and say, okay, this is not a problem to us. It is a big problem to us. So I ask you, all of us, that we should join hands in making sure that we educate, or rather find a better way on how we can be resilient through mitigation and adaptation of strategies that are aligned with our goals and visions as Ngungari model. This is where I wanted to end my discussion, and I welcome questions. Thank you.
So this is an ongoing presentation today here in Arusha. We are at the Nanofilter establishment here, clean and safe water for all. And today we are discussing very important issues on carbon credit. So, well, it's a hot discussion. Climate change is real. And my name is Prof.Hilonga. I'm a professor at the Nelson Mandela University, the director of Ngungari Model Company Limited, the inventor of a water filter called Nanofilter. For further information, you can just search about Hilonga Nanofilter or Tanzania Nanofilter. You will see what is going on there. Or you can also contact us on WhatsApp, +255 787 303091 or hilonga@gmail.com. Karibuni Tanzania, karibuni Tanzania. Hakuna matata. So thank you very much for motivating us. There are some members here also from the company that's producing those filters, and the CEO is here also. We are so privileged. We feel so privileged until we feel like, is this really real? Because we have been looking for this opportunity for a long time. Now we feel it is reality now. Our dream is becoming a reality. Thank you very much. Yes, we are taking a lot of pictures and videos, and we will also. Yes, and also, okay, there is a company here represented from America. I think you can say a word, Majisafi.
Hi, it's such a pleasure to meet you. I'm representing the owner of Majisafi from Indiana, USA. So we are working closely with Nanofilter as well. I'm here, we moved here, so whatever you need from us, I already have sent you an email letting you know that we are involved with Nanofilter. And we support them 100%.
101%.
Yes.
Great. So thank you so much. It was great meeting you.
Pleasure.
Thank you. And also we have students from France, and they are improving the filter performance and a lot of things. You can say hi, man. Say your word. Okay, thank you. Yeah, they're improving our filters. And the CEO, Ruth, do you have anything to say? That is our big boss.
Thank you very much for Hello, yes, I'm Ruth. Thank you very much for connecting us with this great opportunity. We are ready to provide any cooperation that is needed. Asante sana.
Great, thank you.
Okay, thank you. For the sake of time, I think.
Also, please mention
Yeah, OYU Green is here. You can see the banner there. OYU Green. The nanofilter. Okay, yes, it's there. Okay. So we will end up here. I think take some more photos. I think this is well done. If there is anything else you want in the future, let us keep in touch. Thank you very much. Chris, you say bye to your partner.
Okay, bye-bye.
Okay. Thank you.